Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Are you still driving? I think you're in a car. I don't know if you're driving or passenger or.
Yeah, I'm on my way home.
On your way home. All right. All right.
Yes, not very far away, so I'll be able to join properly very soon.
Nice, nice. Properly. Nice, nice. Hare Krishna. So Edward's our first one in. Welcome, Edward. How's everything going? How's your practice going? How's life treating you?
Yeah, everything's good. Practicing, and yeah, life is doing pretty good.
So we have here, we will listen in for the time. Hare Krishna. We have a actual Vrindavan gopi here. We have Lalita. She actually takes care of the cows in New Vrindavan. So give it Hare Krishna. Give us a Hare Krishna. It says Lisa. It's Lalita. Lalita Gopi. You got your unmute button.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Nice to see you all.
So she takes care of all the beautiful cows there.
Yeah.
And you do the Prabhupada Palace, isn't it? You have Seva Prabhupada Palace.
We've just been doing a little extra with the cows this summer. We've been working with the oxen and cleaning up some of our other barns. And I haven't been with Prabhupada too much this summer. But.
So I have a daughter named Vishaka, and Lalita has a daughter named Vishaka. My daughter's birthday is February 13th, and her daughter's birthday is?
February 12th.
February 12th, just one day away.
Yeah.
So we got two Vishakas.
And my daughter loves Nityananda Chandra Prabhu.
Yeah, they all came here on was it the bus tour?
Yeah, the kids go on a tour on a bus and they stopped at your house, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just in love with your deities and your family. She had a good time.
I think we fed them cheesecake. I think that was the secret.
Oh, that was it, huh?
Yeah. Gave them cheesecake. Guranganishta, Hare Krishna.
Jaya Diol. Krishna.
Let's go. We got all kinds of job offers now. You got to pick, isn't it? Restaurant, tattooing, all kinds of things.
Yeah, I actually decided to stay in Colombia.
All right.
We will stay here. It's I'm gonna be father next year around June, and
nice. Congratulations.
We thought it's the best for now for the baby, because my wife has here in Colombia, she has healthcare insurance and all that. But if we move back to Chile, she won't have that like that quick. So we'd rather do that here, and we wait until the baby's born, and then we'll see what we do.
Awesome. Kylie Brown, how's it going? How's your practice?
Hare Krishna. Everything's good. Yeah, it's going well.
Kylie's in Atlanta, where there's the ecstatic brahmacharis, brahmatrinis, ladies group. It's just life is happening there. It's a lot of fun.
I'm very fortunate to be a part of it in some small way.
Yeah, I know many of those guys because we meet them in New York. It's
ecstatic. They're ecstatic.
Totally ecstatic, yeah. Bhaktisiddhanta says where there's preaching, when you're trying to help people by spreading the knowledge of bhakti, he said where that happens, there's life. And Carlos G is taking his notes. Hare Krishna, how you doing?
Good, Prabhuji. I'm just taking notes on this 7.9.
7.9, nice. And Chapuji, I gotta move the tabs over here. I see Dana K, Chapuji. Chapuji, how's everything?
Haribol, everyone. How are you? Doing good.
Nice. Awesome. Dana K?
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I've been working my butt off on that last.
All right. See, What did Kashuba say in the class? I don't know if we got to hear it, but he said it's not
true.
necessarily about scholarship, but it's about absorption. We get absorbed in it. So that's
Exactly.
good.
And I think that's what is really helping me, because it's helping me like focus my mind where it needs to be rather than, where the monkey mind wants to go. And
Yeah.
it's really helping me. So thank you.
In the Bhagavatam, there is this not so positive representation of the mind. It says the mind is like a prostitute. It says if you it gives two examples. It says when a hunter captures his prey, like say he catches a bunch of birds, he doesn't at that time then let them go. He keeps them under his capture. And then so in the same way, we're trying to get a hold of our mind. And Raghunath gives the example of the sitting in a San Francisco hill with our car, and we say, oh, let me just, the steering wheel, let me just let it be free. Let us do whatever it wants, So the mind is like that. It's our friend when it's under our control, and it's not our friend when we let it go. And then the example of the prostitute says, you might have a relationship with, say, some person like that has many different lovers, and those other lovers of that person may come and try to attack you, try to kill you, something like that. So what are the other lovers in the analogy? Are envy, greed, pride, arrogance, lust. These are all the different enemies that take shelter within the mind. So if we don't get control of the mind, then we find our mind dragging us here, dragging us there. And so that, definitely the absorption helps us to be a method of controlling the mind. I just wanted to say, how many of you guys heard the talk this morning? The artists? Yes. There's one little story is devotees were asking Srila Prabhupada, okay, like, what painting, they asked Prabhupada, what painting looks most like Krishna? And Prabhupada said they all look like Krishna. Like, he's there, it's Krishna. He's there in the painting. And so then they brought like this little kid's drawing of Krishna, like little Gurukul kid, like, and then they said, okay, Prabhupada, which one? What about this one? Does that look like Krishna? He's like, yes, look, he's got the flute, peacock feather, and it was like practically like a stick drawing, And so with the proper kind of consciousness, Krishna reciprocates, and he's there. He's in his deity form, or he can be found in his paintings when the devotee's painting with affection and love. Of course, as she said, we've try to, not necessarily Krishna with the jeans and glasses, unless you're a little kid. My son actually did a painting of Krishna and Radha, and he said Krishna in modern times. He's 11 years old, so he has a tilak hat. He's got tilak logos on his pants, all kinds of. It was really sweet. So here we are. We are on chapter 7, text number 9. Okay, I'll just read the Sanskrit. Punyo ganda prativamsha tejas chasmi vibhavaso jivanam sarva bhuteshu tapaschasmi tapashvishu. So quick question, what is ganda? I know Chapu can get that one. What is ganda? Gandhi. Yes, the fragrance. The fragrance. So Gandhi is fragrance. What verse did we have Gandhi? We was it chapter 15. What is that verse?
Vayurgandham vivashayat. I'm trying to remember.
Is it Shariram Yadavapnoti?
Yachapyut Gramatishvaraha Grihite Tvani Samyati Vayurgandham vivashayat.
Okay, and what is the translation of that? What does it mean? Sharira is the body.
It's talking about like how the entity carries the senses from one body to another. That's the Utkramantam part.
Senses,
As a fra-
subtle
as a-
senses, mind, intelligence. Yeah.
as the wind carries all the aromas, all the fragrances.
Yes, yes. So here we got Ganda, Gandhi. And then there's that really sweet, sweet verse. I made a little video of it. It's all, if you guys want to learn just one really sweet verse. I don't think it will trip you up too much, but it's the translation is sweet, sweet is my sweet Lord's form. Sweeter still is his face so fair. But his honey scented, gentle smile is sweet beyond compare. Maduram, Maduram, Vapur Asya Vibho. Maduram, Maduram, Vadanam, Maduram, Madhu Gandhi, Mridu Smitham, Etadaho, Maduram, 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 Maduram. So that's a very sweet verse, a little prayer. Krishna's tattoo baby Krishna. Oh, wow, wow. Nice. So, Punya. Punya. I hurt my back yesterday. And now I feel it. Pritivyam. Pritivyam. Priti. This is the earth. Vyam. I don't know what Vyam, it says in the earth, but Priti is the earth. Do you guys, I gave a little trivia. Who are the 6 vegans who you got to get them to listen to you before you can become a world-class teacher? Does anybody remember who was that? Lalita Gopi. Come on, Rupa Goswami tells about the 6 vegans. You got to get them to listen to you before you can become a world-class teacher. The 6 vegans. Vacho vegan, manasa krodha vegan, jiva vegan, udara pasta vegan, etan vegan, yovishaheta dira, sarvam apimam pritivim. World-class shishat, world-class teacher. You got to get those vegans to listen to you, your urges to listen to you. Can get those urges under control. Vacho vegan. So Priti is earth. Tejas, the heat in Vibhavasho, in fire. Tejas.
Prabhu, is there a different meaning for tejas, like the energy or something like
Power, yeah, power. It's like, can be like Brahma Tejas, the power of the Brahmanas, the ascetic heat and power that they're developing. Yes. Jivanam sarva bhuteshu, that's the life in all bhuteshu beings. Tapas, that where you get your tejas, from the austerities. Tapashvishu. Has anybody ever looked at the different austerities that are described? I think it's in chapter 17. There's 3 levels of tapas. Anybody want to say anything from that, Chapuji? Do you remember any of those?
I remember that there are austerities. I don't know, it's for the mind or for the like the words speaking.
Yes, yes.
Austerity is related to charity, the way you give charity.
Close.
And,
That verse is right next to it.
And
Ramananda, why are you running around the table? Okay.
That's all I can remember. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the 3 are the mind, body, and speech. So you got the just to cover what my son Ramananda was in his class, and they had this acronym. about austerity of speech. This thing was from like his school, but it was the Bhagavad Gītā. It was Krishna's words. So the austerities of speech are anudvegam karam bhakyam satyam prihitam chayat swadayaya vyasanam chaiva vanmaya tapa uchate. So is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Those are the same things that Krishna mentions in the austerities of speech. It's kind of it's a balance of, is it sensitive and is it sensible? So you got the sensible is is it honest? Is it true or satyam? And is it necessary or helpful? And then the inspiring and kind is on the other side of sensitive. And sometimes those balance can be tipped one way or another according to the situation. You see somebody about to walk off a cliff, you may speak in a very unkind way. You may raise your voice to get their attention. You may even say, "Hey, stupid, you're gonna go off the cliff." You really try to capture their attention. You're not gonna say it in beautiful rhythmic poetry with a very soft and sweet voice. Or similarly, if somebody's friend has just passed away, then you may not say something in a cold manner. Maybe that's well, he's not the body. Unless you're invited as they say, please say something from the Bhagavad Gītā, and then you're a priest or something. I don't know, maybe then you can speak on the soul or something, but not as a comforting friend. So austerity, yeah, so we got the austerity, since the verse talks about austerities, I was just going to say, yeah, there's austerities of the body, the austerities of speech. Let's take a quick look. So I think someone shared the verse link. Where's the chat? How come I can't find it? There's a chat. We can click on that, and that brings us to text 14. Now, is it before that or after that? No, it's got to be after that. So text 15. Wait, 14, back to 14. So the body is these things that you do is you're worshiping the Lord, you're worshiping the spirit, the brahmanas, the spiritual, teachers, and the guru, and you're offering respects to mother and father, and you're clean, simplicity, celibacy, and nonviolence. These are different forms of austerity. And the speech, and then we're getting really subtle here. Is the last one is the mind, being satisfied. That means being satisfied in all situations. Simplicity. Simplicity, so much, Prabhupada uses this word simplicity, and it doesn't necessarily mean like a Gandhian simplicity. It could be like that, but it's more of what it says in the word for word, which means not being two-faced. You're just straightforward. You are who you are. It's just there's not a duplicity to you. It's a simplicity. They know who this person is. It's just very simple. It's not like it's kind of a two-faced person. Monam, gravity, kind of also been known as like silence and gravity. Maybe not. That's the Kashtuba element there. Self-control, purification, one existence. Okay. All right. Any reflections, comments? We say Punya Gandham. Oh, Prabhupada, he's speaking on this verse, so there's a lot of really beautiful points. Prabhupada says, okay, now, for example, there's all these wonderful fragrances, and if we were to give, just dig into the ground, take some soil, and pay some nice bioengineering place and say, hey, make beautiful fragrances. Here's some dirt. I'm sure they would be at a great struggle. But with Krishna, you got all kinds of different flower seeds, and all it is, where does the fragrance come from? It comes from the prithviam, from the earth, from the dirt. It's just dirt, just transformed in the magical way by Krishna. So that's very, very cool. You know, you could just, you know, have a dirt shop and say, hey, we're selling perfume. Like, you just got to add a seed, you know. So put Punya Gandham Pratibhyam Cha. So yes, give us some reflections. Anything you got?
I actually got one. I've been thinking about chapter 10. I think it's pretty beautiful where Krishna says, right? I mean, there's many things, but from the 31st text, he says, of purifiers, I am the wind, of the wielders of weapons, I am Rama, of fishes, I'm the shark, and of flowing rivers, I'm the Ganges. It just reminds me of that.
Nice.
From chapter, you know, these verses remind me of how everything gets connected.
Yes.
To Krishna.
It's all his different shaktis. We're all. Can you guys? I got the sun right. Can you guys still see me? Is it looking really hard to see? Fine. Okay. Some more reflections. Anything else? Kylie Brown, tell us something. Any particular thoughts on this verse?
It kind of reminds me, I think, of class or I don't know, of Wisdom of the Sages. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I think when we were, I think maybe when Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was on, talking about how that there is an energy that composes up these elements, and that is Krishna. That it's not necessarily the fire itself, but it is that energy that that makes the fire the fire.
All right, nice. And here is also bringing in an element of Sankhya, which is that kind of confusing topic where the very subtle thing. Actually, somebody asked me this question. Prabhupada says this word gross. And they're like, what does that mean? I mean, and if you look up in a modern dictionary, it's not going to really give you anything that really relates to what he's talking about. So I found a British dictionary from 1919, which is, time Prabhupada was in college. And it's, it says, not ethereal, something, tactile, something is very solid and just not. And so the Vedic conception is things are going from the most subtle to the most gross. And so here in Sankhya, fragrance itself, or not fragrance itself, the sense of smell appears before earth. It's like this reversed order going on. And so that's also there. Let me see. I'm going to look if I have any. I've been listening to all those lectures of Prabhupada on these different verses. I think I passed it, but let me see if I have anything to add. Ooh, 9, 10. Okay, well, let's continue on. Oh, Chapu got kicked out. She's back. Okay, so Punya Ganda Pratibhyam Cha. Tejas Chasmi Vibhavaso. Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu. Tapas Chashmi Tapashvisu. Okay. Carlos, what does sarva mean? All, he says.
All.
Yeah. And Chapuji, what is bhuteshu? Now look at
Related to living entities.
the beings. The beings,
The
yeah.
beings.
Yeah. Lalita Gopi, Prativyam.
Pretty yum. Oh, pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Not
Earth.
Earth,
Pretty
yeah.
is the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. And Carlos G, Tejas.
Heat.
Heat, yes. Punya. Who's got the punya? Who can tell you the punya? Punya.
Original.
Original. Let's see if we click on it. Where does it what other places is that word used? Go to the chapter, text 9, click on the word. Original. Because you hear this word punya for like piety also. That's a very common word in English and Hindi or just in India. People know it's like, yeah, papa punya. Papa is sin and punya is like the opposite, piety. Good karma, bad karma. So yeah, I'm only finding one. Let's take off the H and let's see. And click on contains. Then you can kind of I'm just finding pious, good. Yeah. Since we're not fluent Sanskrit speakers, we just gotta work with what we got. Yeah, mostly I'm just finding pious. Punya ganda. And here Prabhupada explains it. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor or fragrance as the flavor and fragrance in a flower or in the earth or in the water, in fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor, the original flavor, which permeates everything is Krishna. Taste Krishna. Similarly, everything has an original taste, and this taste can be changed by the mixture of chemicals. So everything original has some smell, some fragrance, and some taste. Vibhavasho means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. That fire is Krishna. Does that remind you of chapter 15? Chapuji, the fire. Krishna is like saying, I'm
Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva.
Yeah, he says, I'm the fire in the stomach. And then before that, he says, I'm the power within the moon and the sun and within fire. And so can't survive without him, as Prabhupada's mentioning here in the purport. The heat in that fire is Krishna. According to Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to low temperature in the belly. So even for digested, fire is needed. See, there we go. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemicals and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere. All right. Okay. Punyaganda. So let's do it. Let's go into any more reflections?
I just have a question, Prabhu.
Yes.
So in the earth, Prityavyam,
Yeah.
We spoke about earth also being called Bhumi.
Bhumi, yeah.
So what are the differences between Bhumi and Prityavyam? Like,
I don't know. I know in that verse, Vacho Vegam, it means like all around the world, the surface of the globe. So Priti. Like the whole.
I think it's one related to the element itself, and then the other one it's more global, so to speak. I don't know how to one is more related to, the actual earth you step on.
Yeah, seems like that's what it seems like to me. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Really-
do the same question about the fire because you
Yeah.
have what's the word in here?
It's not
Vibhavashu.
Yeah,
You have Pavakaha, Agni.
yeah. There's
You have
lots of
so many
words.
words for fire.
Yes, yes. Yeah. In Sanskrit, there's many words for friend also. You guys know all the different words for friend? There's bandhu, there's mitra, there's saka, there's and they actually your relationships with your friends are not all the same, isn't it? It's like some friends, you're friends because you know this person at work, or they're your cousin or something. I don't know. There's some kind of friendly. There's and then there's suhrit, someone who is very dear to your heart. And so, yeah, Krishna, we have all these different relationships. So similarly, there's got to be different, must be different relationships or different ways that these things are being expressed. 1 second. Somebody. So I got a question for our Airbnb, and I just need to check it 1 second. So while I look at this question, can one of you do a recite a verse, and everybody repeat? I just need to answer this question.
I volunteer Evan Lewis, Prabhu.
I was just about to volunteer you. Sure. I've got I'm going to be reading, not memory just yet. Very clear, have the book here. Okay. Punyo gandha prithivyam cha
Punya ganda pritivyam cha
tejas chasmi vibhavashau
tejas chasmi vibhavasyo
jivanam sarva bhuteshu
jivanam sarva bhuteshu
tapas chasmi tapasvishu.
tapas chasmi tapasvishu. Oh, my microphone was unmuted. Can I ask, for those of you guys who were on last week's class, does the last text seem a little bit more complicated than this, or is it just me?
I think you're right.
Maybe because you had so many in the last verse.
Mm,
Yeah.
Maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. This verse is still complicated for me, so I guess I don't count.
To be honest, every time I come onto a new verse, it just feels like starting from zero all over again.
Me too. Okay, thanks for saying that. Me too.
I would like to know how to say, and I'm sorry that we're flipping to the previous one, but Surya Yoho or Surya Yo. I know I was watching the repeat of this video that you got the class from last week. So
Evan can explain you pretty well.
Really? Can I? What?
Of course.
We came up with it just being Surya Yoho because of the dot under the H, and it's the second line. Surya, sun, and then Yoho is an extra bit, I suppose. Speculation.
Yeah, I think when I go fast with that one, I just skip the extra yo by accident. I say Surya ho, and I'm like, wait a minute, gotta catch it. If I pay attention, I'm actually missing a whole syllable there. So, Surya Yaho. No. Prabhashmi Shashi Surya Yaho. That's a tough one, dude. No. Prabhashmi Shashi Surya Yaho. Yeah, you gotta just say Yayo. Yayo. All right. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do in breakout rooms? Everyone start practicing? Okay. All right. So Lalita, what we do is we're gonna practice in smaller groups, and practice the verse, practice chanting, maybe one line at a time for memory, or testing the words. There's all different techniques that we do, and we'll just go into the breakout room. So 4 rooms. There we go. Okay, where should I go?
Don't feel like that. All right. Haribol Nityananda Chanda.
Good.
All right. So yeah, let's give it a go line by line. Dana, did you want me to go first, or did you want to go first?
Well, it's really helpful for me if I do it a little bit together, because I'm still trying to like I don't know, get fluid with it, with my my tongue gets all twisted up in the words. So sometimes when I say it with somebody over and over, it helps. Do you mind if we did it together?
Yeah, we can do word by word if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm over on my other screen. I have to look, so I'm over on my other screen looking at the other page, but I don't have it memorized. So.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna start with the first one. It says Punyo.
Punyo.
Ganda.
Ganda.
Prityavyam cha.
That's the hard one.
Okay, let's do Prityavyam.
How about Priti?
Pritivyam.
Pritiyam.
And then the vyam will be like a long pretty vyam. Put a lot of emphasis on that last part.
Okay. Pritiyam.
Yeah, and then add in the cha at the end.
Pritiyam cha.
Awesome. So do you want to do that now 2 at a time?
Sure.
Okay, so Punyo Ganda.
Punyo Ganda.
Pritivyam cha.
Pritiyam cha.
Yeah, don't forget to pronounce the V, the vyam. Pritivyam cha.
Pritivyam cha.
Nice. Very nice. So now let's say the whole line, okay? Do you want me to go first, or do you want to just say it?
Can I say it with you for the first time?
Okay, sure, let's say it. So Punyo Ganda Pritivyam cha.
Can we do it again?
Yeah. Punyo
Ganda
Pritivyam cha. Nice. That sounded good. I mean, I'd like to hear you just, say it all, but
Punyo Ganda. And if you have not everybody is good with music, but also if add that kind of musical element to it.
It
And
does
can-
help.
Yeah. So Punya Ganda
Punya Ganda
Pritivyam Cha.
Priti Vyamcha
Punya Ganda
Punya Ganda
Pritivyam Cha. Punya Ganda
Punyaganda
Pritivyam Cha.
Pritivyamcha. Sorry, I don't sing
Yeah.
well, but
Okay.
I'm trying.
And then also you can do this Punya. I got my stuffy nose. It sounds funny, but yeah. Breathe in and think of fragrance. Punya Ganda. We could yeah, I'm gonna mention that to Lolita because she's new also. I'm gonna head over there. So you guys keep on going. Yeah, yeah. Still, don't forget to add some kind of visual elements, especially because these are all visual things. Most of them, you know, can think of it in a visual way.
Fire. Oh, it's recording.
That's-
Hello.
Announces that every time.
So we were just talking about, it's a continuation of the list of things that Krishna is, right? And in terms of memorization, I've been finding it helpful to break that down in the verse. So picking out the items of the list and the words that match up. So gandha as the fragrance, and then tejas as temperature. So it's sort of like little, I don't know, I suppose you could say like waypoints or like little markers to hang the rest of the verse on, you could say.
Yes.
Those kind of like the nouns, like the,
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
And I was just mentioning in the previous class, because we haven't had Lolita Gopi here. We also try to bring in some visual elements, maybe like act out or tactile. And that way we kind of solidify the meaning. So you can go like Punya Ganda,
Okay.
fragrance, Pritivam Cha. Maybe the Pritivam, I don't know, you can think of like the surface of the earth, something you can act out the how would we act out heat versus fire? At least you could act out fire. You know,
Heat.
but the heat.
Yeah,
in
that's a good
fire.
one.
The heat, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Life.
The life, you can like point towards the soul in all beings.
Mm-hmm.
So there's those visual things that yes, I gave it to you, Ramananda.
Okay.
The visual things, the tapas chasvi, how we do the yogi, make a yoga pose, make a envision your body being with your powers.
Tapas is a little easier to remember because you hear it a lot in
Yoga stuff.
yoga and and the yamas and niyamas, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Punya Gandha, Pritivyamsha, the globe, the world,
Yeah.
the earth, I should say. Tejas Chasmi Vibhava Shao,
Yeah.
the fire.
Yeah.
Jivanam, that's the life. So the jiva, because we're the jivas.
Yeah.
And then Sarva Bhuteshu. I mean, Sarva, we've heard a few times, I suppose, because it's all. And tapas, tapas chasmi, tapas vishu. So it says here on my word for word question here, it's got Jivanam equals life, and then Bhuteshu equals living entities. I'm not sure if I've heard Bhuteshu before, but is that and Jiva kind of interchangeable a little bit? Because I've heard and read things about
the Jiva is the soul in this world.
Yeah.
And yeah, we do get, I think Bhuteshu is used, let's see. We've used it before. I don't know if about in this chapter. Let's see. Bhuteshu. I know in, okay, let's see. Bhagavad Gītā. Okay, it's in text 11. It's going to be used again on this chapter. It's text chapter 13, 16, Sarva Bhuteshu, chapter 9, chapter 3, chapter 11. Again, it's a lot of all living beings, all manifestation, all beings, all.
Text 5, you have Jiva Bhutam.
Bhutam. Okay.
Text 5, I suppose is that similar?
Yeah. There we go. Let's go. Text 5. Text 5 of text 4. I'm wrong.
Of chapter 7, yeah. It's the
Okay, Jiva Bhutam.
Arayamitastvanyam
Yeah.
Prakritim Vidime Param Jiva Bhutam.
Bhutam, yeah.
Yayidam Taryate Jagat.
Bhutam. So Bhutai, I think it means like entity, beings, and Jiva means, the soul.
Yes, the soul, the living entity,
Yeah.
the life of all that lives. It's it's quite nice. I like the translation, Prabhupada's translation, where he takes that bit and the way he writes it is the life of all that lives. It sounds quite nice. Sounds very lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hop into another room.
Sure. I'm going to do one. I'm going to do another practice.
The ones who do austerities, what do you call them? Ascetics?
Yes. And we've been reminding everyone to bring in those visual elements as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have the Gandhi, the fragrance, Punya Gandha Prativyam Cha, Prativyam, the globe, and the heat within fire. In Atlanta, it's humid and the jiva, the soul within all beings. And I don't know, you can do like a yoga pose and just imagine like this power coming for the tapas. This power coming out, this teja coming from your tapas.
Well, you just answered my question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I was just saying jiva can mean the living entity, but in this case it means life, and so you said it's the soul inside the living entity. So the bhuteshu is the living entity, and the jiva is the soul within. So it's life.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So bhuteshu is,
yeah.
Bhuteshu would just be like beings, and then jiva is more specifically like that's the soul that's within, that's
Okay.
more specific.
Yeah.
And then bhuteshu more general.
Okay, thanks.
Nice. Huh? Okay. Any?
Have it memorized. What were you saying, Prabhu?
Any reflections or questions, anything like that? Other questions or any words you're having trouble with?
Is it vibhava so or show?
So, yeah. Vibhava so. Okay, well, I'm gonna hop in. You guys keep on practicing. All right. Let's see.
Haribol.
Jai.
What were you guys just doing?
Yeah.
We were like getting to know each other.
Oh, okay.
We
I thought you
never
were doing
talked.
this like we were doing that in the other room. We were
What?
saying we were doing this like that. You just did that. And so I
Uh-huh.
was thinking, oh, that's like what we just did in the previous room. We're doing this the heat
The heat.
within fire. You just trust me, Vibhava show.
I truly need to learn this body language thing because
Yeah, so we're doing that in the other rooms. We're just reminding everybody, okay, the fragrance, original fragrance of the earth.
But
Yeah.
you have a gesture for Punya?
Punya? No, we just put the fragrance of the earth.
Okay. Punya Gandam Pritivyam Cha.
Yeah. And then the heat.
Yes.
Yeah, the heat within fire.
Just me Vibhavaso.
Yeah. The life within all beings.
Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can just kind of do a yoga pose and just imagine this tejas from this power coming from your body. Tapas vishu.
Tapas Chasmi Tapas Vishu.
Just imagine your body like emanating yogic heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Punyo Gandam Pritivyam Cha. Tejas Chasmi Vibhavaso. Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu. How do you
Just
say
do like a
it?
yoga pose. Yeah.
Tapas Chasmi Tapas Vishu.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that painting of Hiranyakashipu where he's standing on his toes and his hands in the air and fire is emanating from his head like that? That's one
Yeah,
of
I always think about Hiranyakashipu doing all these austerities to get
yes.
Lord Vishnu.
Yeah, I that's one of my, I have a lot of Krishna trivia riddles. And so one of them is, what's the first demon who started global warming? So,
Hiranyakashipu.
yeah. I said all the demigods were like, man, it's getting hot in here. Vishnu, can you do something about it?
Go talk to him. Go
Yeah.
figure what he wants. Okay.
Or they went to Brahma. They went to Brahma. Please do something. Please do something about this demon. He's heating up the universe.
Yeah, because he wanted to get Lord Vishnu.
He
kill
wanted
him,
he wanted to be immortal.
Mhm.
And Brahma says, I can't do that. I'm not immortal. I only live 311 trillion years.
And then he started to make all these requests.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he said,
not
"This
on the
might not
sky,
be-
not on the earth, not living or death
yes. And what
Nor
was that?
inside or outside.
or outside.
Yeah. And what was the living or dead? How was he killed by something that wasn't living? or
The
dead?
nails.
The
The
nails.
nails.
You remember that one, but most people forget that one.
Yeah, the nails. It's the nails because they're not death and they're not alive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The nails that start ripping him
Pulling
off.
out all the
Yeah.
intestines.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody makes a list, they always forget that one, not living, not dead. That's the one
Yeah.
that always gets missed. But it's right there.
I think it's the most important part of, because it's the detail that snaps the.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that it's a catalyst, right? It's the
Yeah.
one thing. I mean, all the other things you could kind of find other ways, but the nails is like that.
It's like, yeah, you can't put it on either or at all anyway. Yeah.
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 I have this feeling that I like to think, because people sometimes you hear people saying, oh, there's this nature and that nature, and I say, and I always counter argument this with the simple answer of Prahlad Maharaj was the child of Hiranyakashipu, of them all demons. He was the
Oh,
most
yeah.
powerful, and yet he's like, Prahlad is like, I mean,
Yeah.
And they tried to kill him. in so many ways.
Yeah, exactly. And he is, I mean, by nature he should also be this demonized kid, right? Like
Yeah, and he's from a demon species.
exactly, right. He's
Yeah.
Rakshasa, right?
Yeah, no, Rakshasa is well, Daitya is mode of passion, and Rakshasa is mode of ignorance.
Okay.
Ravana was mode of the Daityas are not cannibals. Yeah, they're mode
Okay.
of passion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's in this species of demons, right? So his genes are bound to this kind of behavior, not to a holy behavior,
Mhm.
right? Yet he beats all of them.
I'm
He
gonna
was
jump
not-
into the main room because I got somebody there by themselves. So I'm gonna jump in. And,
Okay.
all right.
You're back.
Hare Krishna. So we had a cool conversation. Gauranga Nishta was inspired, and it led to, we're talking about, we started talking about Nrsingadev, the nails. What led to the nails part? I'm trying to remember what led to the nails. We were talking about the words there, Jivanam, Sarvabhuteshu, Tapas. Oh, we're
You
talking
were
about
talking
austerity.
about the tapas.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like the picture of Hiranyakashipu doing austerities, standing on the tips of his toes, and fires emanating from his head. And I have a whole list of Krishna trivia questions, like they're kind of riddles. And one of them was, who's the first demon to start global warming? And that's, of course, Hiranyakashipu. Who's making the universe heat up, and all the demigods are like, it's getting hot in here. Brahma, can you do something about it? And then Gauranga brought up this nice point about how, why don't you say it, Gauranga?
Oh, please. I
Okay.
go for it.
All right. So Prahlad Maharaj is not just born in a family of demons. He's from demoniac blood. He's from a species of Daityas. And so Ganesha was challenging this idea, someone's kind of, you could say like maybe a kind of racist idea of like somebody's that had, this person's of a particular nature, they're born of this place or something like that. But Prahlad Maharaj, he was a pure devotee. He was actually out of the 12 Mahajans, the great authorities on spirituality they're described in the Bhagavatam. He is the most elevated. He is the highest of all of them. But he's born in a family of Daityas. He himself is a Daitya. He is not coming from the human species. He's coming from the Daitya species. And he's the most elevated of Vaishnavas. So yeah, it's a powerful point that we say, there's nature, but there's the soul beyond all of that. That's the original. That's who we are actually as a soul. So when that shines through, it doesn't matter. Like you have there's one huge monster who fights Indra, and he's actually a devotee that was cursed to appear as a monster. He is huge. He's like chomping on demigods, like, and stepping on them. His name is Vritrasura, and Indra is fighting him. Indra throws his club at and the demon is like, there's a painting, like we talk about paintings, how they really create the picture. There's a painting of this, and he like takes his nail and he catches like the club. He's so huge, and he throws it back, and Indra just becomes like depressed at this whole fight. And then he starts preaching to him. The demon starts preaching to him about, doing his duty and just not being attached to results, and just come on and end this fight so I can get out of this stupid demon body. He wasn't going to commit suicide, but he says, I don't want to be in this stupid demon body anymore. So fight me, I'll fight you, and I'll be done with this demon body. Actually, that story, that's fourth canto or sixth canto, maybe sixth canto. That story, there's another very important point about mantra chanting, since we're chanting Bhagavad Gītā, now we call Hare Krishna, it's called a mantra. It's true. It's mantra. It delivers the mind. We chant it. But it's not mantra in the sense of Vedic mantra, because Vedic mantra requires perfect pronunciation. And there are nobody nowadays, even India, who can do it. You see priests in India lighting their fires with mantra? No, because they do not have perfect pronunciation. They used to be able to light fire. That's like the basic duty, is to light a fire with mantra. And so they did this. There is Vishwarup, who his father Twashta was killed by Indra. And so this guy, this Vishwarup, this Brahmana, was so angry. He's like, I'm going to make a demon that's going to kill Indra. And so he did a 2-week-long fire sacrifice. And he had all his priests. There's different referee priests and different priests. And they're all chanting mantras. And in the 2 weeks, there was one syllable that was off. It was ah instead of long A versus short A. Instead of making a demon that would kill Indra, he made a demon that would be killed by Indra. That was Vitrasura. He was also described on Wikipedia as a dragon. So there's got a couple dragons in the Bhagavad Gītā. You got the one after Parikshit Maharaj. What do you call a snake with wings? That's a dragon that breathes fire. Come on. We call it a snake bird. Everybody else calls it a dragon. You know? So yeah, one syllable off. But Krishna's name is something different. It's not about some perfect pronunciation. It's about the actual connection and relationship and calling and the reciprocal feelings that are there. So very different. It's not mantra in that sense. Many times people are chanting other mantras, and they are mantras, and they might not get the benefit because those mantras may require perfect pronunciation. But there's mantra and there's a nam, holy name. Krishna says, Bahuda nija sarva shakti. All my powers. Nam akari bahuda nija sarva shakti. I've invested all my powers in the names, my names. All right. So I think everybody saw some of the things that we were acting out. We had the fragrance. We had the heat within fire. We had the jivanam, the soul, and all the life and all that lives. And we had we can just kind of picture ourselves doing like some kind of yogic austerities, and this fire, this tejas, this power, this penance. I'm that penance in all those who are ascetic, who are practicing ascetics. Any last comments or questions or anything you want to bring up? We're just about 108 mark.
Yes. So I remember, Lolita, you said something, didn't you, about how the different, this is an insight that I couldn't have come up with, but apparently the different acharyas translate tapas differently. Some translate it as an austerity, but at the moment here, it's being translated as a penance. And I think you said how the idea between an austerity and a penance might be a little different sometimes. That, correct me if I'm wrong, that austerity you can kind of practice for any reason, but a penance is possibly something more devotional. Was that about what you said?
Yeah, I just noticed that they use different words in the different purports, and
Oh yeah.
but Krishna is still the force behind everyone's ability to perform austerity for any reason, right? or to perform a penance, which would be more for Krishna, or for purification, right?
Yeah.
I think it goes also on the mindset we have. Is it for my own gain, or is it for others? Like the purpose I give to something, like usually Vaishnavas try to give we do service as serving others, right? So our level of consciousness and our goal is not only liberation, we want to serve, and that's also sort of depends on your state of consciousness, on how you see things, right? For example, this is a simple example. I remember this story of there's an acharya giving a class in a temple, and then there's this monkey coming, right? And the monkey tried to grab a banana, and the acharya goes and slaps the hand of the monkey, and everyone's it's saying, right? Oh, you're so mean, right? You're so mean. You didn't let the monkey grab the banana. And then the acharya goes and says, this banana haven't been offered yet to Krishna. So I'm doing a favor for the monkey, so he's not eating boga.
Oh.
And
And
once I offer it, come again?
I was mentioning that there are cool stories of how animals got somebody had like a past life regression. It's like, yeah, I was that monkey, and now I'm a devotee because I got prasadam. I got the
exactly right. I'm actually doing a favor to the monkey. Let me offer this, and then maybe he can later take it up from me. Take it off, right? It's so we see things that in a form, right, or from the shapes, but then we don't know what's that person thinking or feeling, right? And that's deep in our hearts and in our consciousness, right?
All right. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. Lalita, we have a WhatsApp group where they make plans to meet sometimes on Saturdays or some other times, because a lot of this does take more than one meeting a week. And so I think Dana K, did you get some chance to you got to meet up with any of the folks here?
Yeah, Edward had practiced with me. Can't remember what day it was now. Yeah, so it helps.
Yeah, definitely helps. Definitely helps. And yeah, let it be our week meditation. And we're about 1/3 of the way through. 1/3 of the way through. How Dana K, what was the first verse that you came in? What class did you first come in?
Well, to be consistent, 7.6.
6, okay.
Yeah, and so, but I was signed up for the last class, and I was trying to do the videos afterwards, but it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier when you actually come and
Yeah, everything's easier when you're we're all here together. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you all. Good to see you all. Hare Krishna. Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gracias. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om. That's it.
Thank you.